All right, several families of victims of mass shooting there in Canada. That happened back in February. Well, they're now suing OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman. They're alleging that ChatGPT played a role in the violence and the devastation that it caused. Now, the families, they believe that OpenAI should have taken steps to prevent the tragedy that claimed 8 lives, including 6 children, at a school in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. It was the deadliest school shooting in Canada since 1989. For more on this, let's bring in Michael Charbon. He is the host of the Charbon Report in Canada. Oliver Roberts is the managing attorney at the Roberts legal firm. Great to have you both here. Michael, I'll start with you since this is coming out of Canada. This was a very deadly shooting. But I mean, the lawsuit here is alleging that AI could have been something that triggered this shooter, that pushed them to do this. Do you agree with that argument?
Well, yes. I mean, they're suing because they believe that ChatGPT and OpenAI were negligent and culpable. Now, none of these accusations have been proven in court, but the real nut of this, John, is that what comes in question is that no child should be interacting with a bot or ChatGPT when discussions about killing people or killing themselves is happening. That should not happen, and it should not be allowed. But there is a section of the Communications Act, which is 230, that protects and shields these platforms and these situations. So we'll have to see, John.
All right, Michael. Oliver, I want to get your take. Do you believe that potentially ChatGPT could be held responsible for this?
It is quite possible, but ultimately these legal issues at play are novel issues. They've never been tested in courts in the United States. So the operative legal question is whether OpenAI actually had a legal duty to report the shooter to Canadian legal authorities, and that is going to be the question at play in this court case.
But if you look at ChatGPT, I mean, it's essentially you can type in any question, it'll give you information. But when it comes down to whether or not they know that that person's going to carry out an activity, I mean, how many people are looking up this stuff? And where would they have the grounds to have to do that? Like, at what point would they say, all right, there's been too many searches for something serious here, we should flag this person? I mean, what would be the legal ramification for that?
That's the core issue. I mean, we don't want to turn this into a mass surveillance state in which every time you search ChatGPT for where could I get a gun or where could I go shooting, that you get reported to your local authorities. We don't want that to be the situation. So it has to be a balance, and only credible and imminent threats should be reported to law enforcement. Otherwise, we're going to go down a slippery slope and ultimately infringe on people's liberties and the free market.
Absolutely. Michael, last question to you. Just your final takeaway.
I think this is valid. I think Canadians aren't as experienced in these mass shootings because we have tighter gun laws. But there must be some protection in there when someone gets to, as our colleague said there, when discussions get to a point of threat, self-harm, and assassination or killing, mass killing. There should be safeguards put in here.
All right, we'll leave it there. Michael, Andrew, Oliver, thank you so much. I appreciate you both coming on here. We got the second hour of Sunday Report starts right now.